start the session. Mm. Yeah, this will be our continuation from the past two classes. So what all we have done it in the past two classes, from there we are going to continue the things. Okay, now let me share the screen first. Okay. Okay, here, this is a demo 3. Um, in this, we are going to cover the major differences between, now if you take our first class, we had basic understanding of our what is the course consists of and what is the artificial intelligence and what are the components of artificial intelligence, how our course will go on with. Okay, now these are the things. The second one is all about the AI. We have learned what is AI and how we are going to go forward with AI, like artificial intelligence, types of artificial intelligence, and who coined this one first and how it will work, everything we have seen it. Okay, and third one is like we are going to see the major difference between machine learning versus deep learning versus generative AI. Now, along with, I will show you the code, how it will be. If possible, I will write the code as well. But machine learning, deep learning, you will understand the major difference between what are these. Okay. See, when we started with artificial intelligence, okay, artificial intelligence, I will just copy the things, what we have done it yesterday. Here, this is the definition we gave it as a artificial intelligence. Okay, now this was coined by a gentleman called as John McCarthy. Sorry. John McCarthy. He is the one who coined the term in the year 1956 at a conference called as Dartmouth Conference. Okay, this is what. Okay, now as I told you, it was a conference exactly 70 years back. Okay, now when he came up and when he did it, like he was, as I told you, he was having an end-to-end implementation process of how we can make an intelligent machines. Then now this conference, Dartmouth conference, went on for 5 years. Okay, that is 1956. Sorry, 1956 and 1957. 1957 and 1958. 1959 and 1960. Like this. It went on for 5 years. And the first year was like artificial intelligence. Okay. And second year, third year. Now, the second year, it was a person named as Frank Rosenberg. He talked about perceptron. Okay. Now, third year was not so predictive. So you can ignore it, this one. And the fourth year, that was 1959, a gentleman came and started speaking machine learning. Okay, machine learning. And like on 1960, there came up a guy by the name Alan Kay, and he spoke about the OOPS. Okay, now this was a very, very productive, futuristic conference which happened. Now we know about this one. Okay, and let's talk about machine learning. See, here there was a guy by the name Arthur Samuel. Okay, his name is Arthur Samuel. Okay, the machine learning was coined by a gentleman by the name Arthur Samuel. Arthur Samuel in the year 1959, and again in the same Dartmouth conference, which is under the under MIT. Okay. Now, what is this? Actually, this is not a concept, or it is not a theory which came up with. Actually, this Arthur Samuel experienced something. See, what he did it was, he was working in IBM in 1952 at that time. And when he was working with IBM, he developed a program or gaming program, a checkers game. Like you can take it as a chess game, just like chess game, there was a checkers game. And this game, what it will be doing is, like one side the system will be playing, the opposite side the human has to play this game. Now this is a game. Now the people here were pretty much impressed. Now again, try to understand, now it is not a big deal to deal with the games, but in 1950s it was like an altogether it was a new experience for them, and something, it was amazing. So most of his friends and colleagues were coming and playing this game. Okay, of course, this game was not so strong, but still it was pretty exciting for all the people. And they were coming and playing, and they were, now this system was not so intelligent, but it was using some rules and it was playing. So they were able to defeat this game by like 10 to 15 moves. They were able to defeat it within this, because that was not so intelligent. Now just imagine you went over here. Now let's take, this is you. You went over here and you defeated this game in 12 moves. And after the time, like, after this, you are very impressed and you went back to play this game after 1 week. By the time now that game was played by so many times other people, and it was became very popular among their society. And a lot of people were playing it. Now, when you went back and when you were playing this game, now this game was you are defending itself. Previously, first time when you played, it was not so intelligent or it was not defending it. When you went on after 1 week, what it happened was it was defending itself. Means when you are making a move, the same moves what you did it 1 week back, this time it is playing more intelligently. And maybe it took for you to defeat 25 moves now. Previously, it was just 12 moves you defeated. Now it took 25 moves over here. Right. Now this was really surprising for you. And when you ask this guy, Arthur Samuel, have you done any changes in the system? He says, no, I never touched it. It's the same old program which is running. Now, what is observed over here that as more and more and more and more and more and more people are playing, the system is getting learned from that. Okay, the machine is learning, okay, on its own experience. Okay, so this is because this program is based on the algorithm, statistical algorithm. So because of that, the machine was learning. So as he observed it, and when he also got invitation and he went to this conference and he explained about the how a machine can learn by itself without explicitly program again and again. Only once you have to program, and that system will learn by itself as the more and more data you are going to provide it. This is where the machine learning came into the picture. Okay, so how to define it over here is, it is a machine learning is a type of artificial intelligence, that allows machines to extract knowledge from the data by itself without explicitly program. What I mean by this is, once you prepare that program and leave it, and that will learn from that. Okay, it will learn from that. Now, now, in simple term, you can say it as, this is kind of an implementation of artificial intelligence. Okay, it is like developing intelligent machines which can mimic human behavior, which can learn by itself without explicitly programmed. You can say it. So it is machine learning. You can say it as machine learning is a process of developing intelligent machines which can learn by itself without explicitly programmed. Without explicitly programmed. Now, this is quickly about, now again, now you have a system over here, you write a program. Okay, now this is our model. We know what is a model. Model is nothing but a program based on the algorithm. Now you are going to give the data to this model. Okay, this You are going to give the data. And your model will learn from the data. Of course, this data should be in a pure form. Then only your model will able to learn. It's not that it will not learn. If you are giving a wrong data, it will learn it from the all the mistakes. So this is my model. Now you can see it here. The model is learned. It become intelligent. Now, when you ask a question to this model on this data, it will start doing the prediction. It will give you the answer. Okay, so you are giving the data and the model will learn from the data, and it will understand internal patterns, and it will learn from the data. And it will, once you give a question based on this data, it will give you the answer. Okay, now this data, usually it should be a structured data. Simple structured data, like for example, tabular data. Now I will show you if you want to see them. Now let's take it. Now I'll put it over here. You can take this. Now, this is a tabular. Okay, I'm taking a copy of this and just putting on. So this is a data. Okay, now this is a normal tabular data. Now this data, when you give it, you usually whenever we deal with the machine learning, most of the time we are going to give it a tabular data. Of course, you can give the images and all those things also, but it is very good with the basic structured data. Very good, machine learning. So how it will work is, I was saying it learn. This learning process, we call it as training. Okay, and as I told you, there will be 3 types of training process: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement. This comes under the supervised learning. This I will tell you later. Supervised learning. Now here, what exactly happens is, see, this is the output column which we have to predict it. So these are the columns, okay, based on which we are going to predict the output over here. Okay, there will be a independent columns. These are the independent columns. This is the dependent. Based on the independent column, we are going to predict it. So when your model is learning, it will try to analyze the relationship between these columns like this. It will try to analyze the relationship between them. Okay, now in a simple way, if you take it, one more, this is kind of a new data set for us to difficult to understand. If you take it a common data set, like you can take it a house price or flat. Okay, the apartment flat price data set. Let's take it. Now here we can take it as here I have it. What are the components will be there? First one will be the area. Okay, floor, which floor the flat is, and the location, which location the flat is, and maybe age, how many years old it is, and the price. Now, price is our dependent column. And this is our independent columns, remaining all. Okay, like this. So now when you give this data, you are going to tell the model that this is my independent column, this is my output column. Now what the model will do is like it will try to analyze the relationship between them like this. How the area is increasing, how the price is affected, how when the floor is it's increased, how the price is affecting, when the location is changed, how the price is affecting, when the age is changed, how the price. This relationship it will. Now tomorrow you give some area over here, like let's say 1500 square feet, floor is second floor, maybe location some ABC location, and age is 2 years. What is the price? It will tell. It will easily remember whatever it learned. Based on that, it will tell us what is the price will be. That is the way it works. Now, this was a bit, it went on an extreme level, and the people started using it on different sectors. Like you can take it as the people were giving this one, the stock market data. Stock data. Okay. And it started acting like a stock market expert. Stocks, expert stocks. Okay. Now, if you take it the same thing and you gave it a, like, for example, a cancer data, cancer patient data. What are the readings of different tests and all those things. Now, this started acting like a doctor. It was giving us the output. If you give the data, it will learn. And if you ask a new test, if you give it a new patient test results, it will tell us whether that person is having cancer or not. This was good enough for the simple task. Now came up with a challenge over here. What is the challenge is, see, when the data became a bit complicated, like higher dimensional data, like images, text data, now this was not able to handle it. It was not able to handle. There came the deep learning. Okay, there was like deep learning. Now, what this deep learning will do is, it is purely based on the human brain, guys. Human brain. Okay, purely based on the human brain. How the see when you must have heard about the human brain consists of the neurons. Okay, there will be neurons over here. So let's take it. So if this is one neuron, okay, they say that billions of neurons are there in the human brain. So now these neurons will form a network over here like this. They form a network. And how they will work is, if this first neuron will take an input and it will do some processing and it will give out the output, first level processing, and the second neuron will grab the output from the first neuron. It will do the second level processing, and then it will give out the output, and the third neuron will do the third level processing, and it went on like this. It will go on like this. Okay, now like for example, if you take it, now the input is coming down from the sensors. Let's say this is the eye of the human. He is seeing some object over here, a person. Now this will directly go to a neuron N1, and this will extract the first level feature, like maybe eyes of this person. Then if the data will be passed on, the N2 will do the second level processing, and it will remember, or it will extract the nose. I'm just giving an example, guys. Now, the third level neuron it will process the hair, extract the hair. And the fourth level neuron, maybe it will get the mouth or ears. Now, this together, they will be forming a network and they will remember these things. Next time when you see this gentleman, you will recognize this person. Okay, maybe his name is Kumar. First time you met it, Kumar, and this was processed and remember. Now, next time when you see this guy, this all network of neurons will come together and identify this gentleman as a Kumar. And based on this, you are going to identify this guy. Yeah, I have seen you before. Not only that. Now, if you have seen this guy multiple times, now when he is moving away from you, still you will be able to remember it. When he put on the helmet or goggles and he will come in front of you, still you will be able to recognize him, because if I maybe hair is covered, now, remaining neurons will be grabbing up the remaining features, and based on those features, you will be extracting it. You will be recognizing things. This is how the neural network works. Okay, this is called as a biological neural network. Now, based on this, our artificial neural network works. How it will do it is, now they made an artificial version of this neuron. This one. This is the first neuron. This is the second neuron. And let's take it. This is the third neuron and fourth neuron. Like this. And this is the artificial version. This is a natural neuron, biological neuron. This is a artificial neuron. We call it as, usually this artificial neuron, we call it as perceptron. This is nothing but perceptron. Okay, this is P1, P2, P3, and P4. Now, as it get the data, now the first level one will grab the first feature, second level one will grab the second feature, third level one grab the third feature, fourth level one will grab the fourth feature. Okay, and they will form a network now. They will act like a network as the input comes. Now, that's the reason why this is called as, now these are artificial neuron. They form a network. They call it as artificial neural network. Neural network. This is also called as ANN, artificial neural network. And this is how your deep learning will be working. And this perceptron was first introduced by a gentleman called as Frank Rosenberg. Frank Rosenberg. Again, he introduced this one, or he coined this one in 1957 in Dartmouth conference. But unfortunately, like this gentleman, when he gave it, there was a lot of flaws. He could not make it. Then so many people were working over the time from 1957 till 2006, and in 2006 there came up Jeffrey Hinton, and he came up with a ultimate neural network with the help of backpropagation. Okay, with the help of backpropagation. He also made it a neural network, ANN, but with the help of backpropagation. Now, from then, the deep learning became very, very popular. And now, deep learning deals with two things. One is with the images. Images, we call it as computer vision. And text data, we call it as NLP, natural language processing. proceed. Now, here, like when this guy came up with the ANN, he also introduced the ANN only with the help of perceptron, and the same perceptron is used over here. But in this, he introduced a concept called as backpropagation. And because of this backpropagation, the deep learning became very popular. And immediately, this guy was grabbed by Google people, and they hired him as a AI head of Google. It was in 1950s, sorry, not 1950, like it is 2007. This, he gave it the backward propagation in 2006. Okay, and immediately Google people hired him as a AI head in 2007, 2008 sometime now. And then he worked with a Google till 2022, 23, and he left. Now, he is called the father of deep learning. He is a guy. Okay, and if you want to see Arthur Samuel, here is a Arthur Samuel, the guy who introduced the machine learning. Can you see it here? Arthur Samuel, pioneer in the machine learning. Okay, and it was like, so this is how the deep learning, how you will define a deep learning is. So I can say it as deep learning is, again, it is a type of artificial neural network. Guys, this I will share it with you, okay, as a part of the notes once we go deep into our course, okay. Deep learning is defined as is a type of artificial neural network. Oh, sorry, it is a type of artificial intelligence which is considered as subset of machine learning. Means this is actually evolved from the machine learning, but then it is far better than the machine learning. Okay, far better than. So deep learning uses a architectural network called as artificial neural network. This is what I'm talking about. This is like I explained you, right? Artificial neural network. Okay, now based, which is designed users, which is designed based on biological neural network to solve complicated problems like images and sequence data. Sequence data is nothing but the text data. Okay, this is how you can define the deep learning. So hope you got the basic understanding of the deep learning. Now, once we will go very deeply into this, and you will get more detail. Now, again,
questions. So,
yes.
Shobit, this side, I have a few questions. So, initially, we're talking about the tabular format of data which we are processing. So, is that being actively used as of today in any of places?
Yeah, it
Or
is.
only?
It is used. It is used.
No. So, what I'm asking is only deep learning used as of today, or the other thing which you are talking about, the tabular format, is that also being used as of today?
It is used.
Supervised learning. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this learning is used. Still, some projects are still running on that.
Okay. And any example of that?
I gave you an example, right? Like the data with like stock market, cancer data. You take the data and you are going to build up your own applications and you can do it.
Okay, so that is still on supervised learning. That is not on ANN.
No, no, it is a super. This AI,
Okay.
this cannot deal with the images and the text data. You can still use it. You can still find some small companies doing this. Okay.
Okay.
This is now, see, it's like this. What's your name? Sorry,
Shobhit.
Shobit. Now, Shobit, like just imagine. Um, Now, don't talk with the generative AI. I'm just comparing these two. Okay. Don't go with the generative AI. I'm comparing these two. Now, I will ask you a simple question. Now, a person has the bike. Okay. He has the bike and he bought a car. Now, car is an advancement of the bike, right? We can travel with the safety measures and long distance, everything. Now, as we have the car, do you throw away bike? The bikes are gone.
Mm,
Can you
not
use
real.
car
It
for
won't be.
places everywhere?
Depends. I mean, a lot of factors.
Yeah, that's in a single way. No. If you want to go through a small lane, can you go with the car? No. Or let's take it in other way. Now, advancement of the car is in private jet. Now you have the private jet. Now, can you use the private jet for a 10 kilometers ride or 20 kilometers as a ride? No, but it has its own importance. Car has its own importance and the bike has its own importance. So it is like this. When you are dealing with the machine learning can deal with a small volume of data and it can do a simple problem solving. But when it comes to the deep learning, you require large volume of data and it is quite expensive compared to that of your machine learning. And if the data is small in volume, no, the deep learning will not work. For simple tasks, we don't prefer the deep learning because it is quite expensive process.
Got
So,
it. And this was the point where I was coming from. So if I talk about the today's word problem, the larger the data would be, the better the result would be, right? So in that case, whether it's a simple bike or a car, we would need a hell lot of quantity of data. And if the quantity of data is huge, then we are supposed to go with deep learning or ANN. So that's where I got lost. Is the supervised learning or the classic machine learning is still being used, or everyone has just shifted to huge data models of deep learning?
no, like, deep learning is restricted to the problem statements like images and NLP, natural language processing. For simple predictions, still the people uses machine learning. There are job opportunities in the machine learning still now.
Cool, thanks. That helps.
Okay. Now, so this is about the machine learning and deep learning. Then came up the next one called as generative AI. Generative AI. Now, this is like this, guys. A concept came down. What is this generative AI is? Now, this is like, now I had a class now. I explained you about deep learning. Now, I was just explaining you about deep learning. Now, uh, if you want me to read this definition, I can read it exactly without losing a single word. I can read the same thing again without any, not once, that multiple times I can do it. But let's just imagine now it's been almost an hour since we started our class. I'm talking about the machine learning and deep learning. Now someone asked me a question over here. So can you repeat it exactly the same words since I started? Now I don't want any change. It's not possible because this one is I'm reading from here. I can read it the same thing, but just imagine Explanation, I can explain you the concept once again, not once, 100 times also. But using the same terms, it is not possible. Why means every time whenever I'm speaking, I'm generating the content, whatever the based on the knowledge, what I have it. I'm not reading from anywhere. I'm just giving an explanation or trying to make you understand the concept by generating the content based on the knowledge what is there in my brain, right? Whatever I remember. Okay. The same thing goes with your generative AI. Generative AI will not predict the things just like that. It will generate the things. Okay. It generates altogether new content. Okay. It will generate altogether new content. Now, how it will work? First, I want to show you. See this. Now, I have now here. I'm asking a simple question. What is nanotechnology? Explain in simple terms with some real world example. Okay. Now I'm just asking about the nanotechnology over here. Now this is again ChatGPT. I'm asking the question. I copied the question over here and I'm starting it. Now this is about nanotechnology. It's giving us all about the nanotech. Now, this is this content. Now, this content is not taken from anywhere. Now, I will show you. Like you see, Google, what is nanotechnology? Now, I'm giving it over here. What is nanotechnology? Now, this, you ignore this part. This is not the one. This is the one. What is this is doing is Google, it is searching the different websites and it is giving us a location where I can find the answer. Okay, you can see this. Now, if I click, you will have something about the nanotechnology. This content is the owner of this content in built-in.com. Okay, they have this in their website. Now, when I check out the other one here or Wikipedia over here, let's take it. It has the nanotech. Okay, now so what the search engine is doing, it search for the relevant web pages where it consists of about nanotechnologies and it is guiding us. So we have to go to that particular place. You learn and you can do it. Now, this is how the search engine works. When it comes to the generative AI, now in this, it generates this content based on the knowledge what this ChatGPT has. What the ChatGPT has the knowledge, based on that, it is generating the content. And this content is like usually if it copies from anywhere, it will give you the link. Most of the time, it generates the new content, which is not owned by anyone. Okay, it is not owned by anyone over here. Now, for example, I'll show you. I'm taking the same ChatGPT over here, same ChatGPT, and I'm putting the same query over here. Now, look at this. Okay. Now, see, this is also, now look at the difference in this. First one is it's saying definition. Okay. Nanotechnology is all about working with a very, very tiny thing, so tiny that you can't see them even with the normal microscope. And this is, it is talking. Nano means 1 billionth. Okay. Now, just look at this. The same ChatGPT. Look at this one. Here, a nanotechnology sounds fancy, but the idea is actually simple. Okay, now see, nanotechnology is a science of working with the very, very tiny things. Here, sorry, not here, I'm just doing this one. Here, nanotechnology that works with here is all about working with very, very tiny things. Look at the formation over here. Is a science of working with very tiny things. So tiny that you can't see them in in even with a normal. The same thing happens over here. Okay, the core content is same. The core exact whole meaning is same. Okay, the core concept is same, you can say it. But when it comes to the case of the formation, it is generating the content each and every time. Now you can take it an image also. Now you can raise a query over here, say that generate an image where a king is flying on okay, I will put it and generate an image with a king riding flying elephant. Again, this is a new I'm asking it. Now you can click on this, it will generate.
Okay, so I have few doubts over here. So in the future
Just
sessions, we are going to write the code for this, or we are just going to invoke the API given by Facebook and ChatGPT?
just give me some time. I will explain you.
Okay,
All doubts will be cleared.
sure.
Okay, just give me some time. Now here. Now this is generated. This is not God. This it didn't get it from anywhere. It is generated. Altogether, it is generated. Clear? So that is the beauty of generative AI. Okay. Now again, how it works. See, this is now whatever the it is kind of an extension of your deep learning. So from the deep learning and the architecture design, there was something called as transformer was designed. Transformer, majorly how I to say it is, there is after like there was a serious problems with our NLP, some problems. Again, now we can't discuss all of them. So to rectify those problems, they came up with encoder decoder architecture. Okay. Now from the encoder decoder architecture, they enhanced it and they came up with the transformer. Okay, and this transformer was having two parts. Again, it has its own two parts over here. Okay, one is GPT. Sorry, I will give it as BERT mode encoder. One is encoder, and there is other one is decoder. See, again, try to understand this. The NLP was having a serious problem. So they came up with a encoder-decoder architecture. And they enhanced this encoder-decoder architecture and they use the transformer over here. They build the transformer. Again, this is a very huge concept and very, very complicated concept as of now. Now, this transformer has two parts, encoder and decoder. This only it was enhanced. Using the encoder, they came up with BERT model. Using the decoder, they came up with the GPT. Now, birth model was used for some prediction tasks, simple prediction tasks they were used for, NLP prediction tasks. But this GPT was used for generative tasks, where they can generate the new content. Okay, hope you got it. They are like, they are from the same transformer. Okay, they are same transformer. Now, this one is your like where we are generating now whatever the chat GPT and your Gemini or Anthropics, all they are using is this one. Now, birth model is a simple NLP task. But over the time, what happened? This evolved so much that even this was performing the NLP task. So this is faded off. Now, I can't say this is completely faded off. This is still being used for a specific task, but this is dominating the market like anything. Okay. Now, how it works? Now, I will tell you. Now, what is the difference between your normal ML or deep learning? What is the difference between your generative AI? Now, generative AI, it is again, it generates the new content. It generates the new content. So what happens is there will be a model over here. You can take, this is my model. We know we have been using the term, and usually till now we were giving the data over here to the model, right? We were giving the data to the model and model was learning. Now the model data is like if it is a structured data, it is like we were using the ML model, ML algorithms. And when it is a complicated data like images, we were going with the DL. Now, what happened was a small idea. Now, they started increasing the size of this. Okay, they increased the size of this data and they gave it to the model. Okay. Now, what is the size of this data is, this is my data. Okay. This is the data. Now, what is the size of this data is whatever the data is available over the internet, public domain. I'm talking about on the public domain. Whatever data is available over the internet, that data they were giving it to the LLM. This model, and this model was learning this. Now, this model should be a very high-end, high processing system. Then only it can handle such huge data. Now, this is kind of petabytes of data you can take it. Huge, very, very huge volume of data. And when you are giving this, now this model will learn. Okay, and it will happen. It is so much having a lot of knowledge that whatever you ask on this data, whatever is available on the internet, it will try to give you the answer. Now here it learned and it is remember all these things in a term called as parameters. Parameters are like, you can say it as the place where this LLM will remember this stuff. So this is the data. This data we are giving it. This model will remember the data in the parameters, and it will remember all these things. Now, whenever we are asking a question over here, now what it will do is, based on the knowledge it has, whatever the knowledge it grabbed over the time from the very large volume of data, it will generate the answer. And it will generate the answer by framing up its own sentences. This is how it works. And as it is a very high-end model, we call this one as LLM. Now, that is nothing but large language model. This is called as large language model. Clear? And what it will do is like it is already trained and with a very large volume of data. Now, this process of training, it will go months together. Okay, it will take months together. Maybe you can take it. I'm just putting on some number. 60 days to 90 days it will go on continuously. And this is very, very expensive process. Why means, first of all, collecting the data itself is really a big task, because you have to collect the entire data over the internet. Again, you have to go and collect all the data, and then you have to get a very high end with a very high performance system, which will be quite expensive. And when you start giving the data, when you start training, this process is called training, we know it. When we start training our model with this data, it will continuously, it has to run for 60 to 90 days. And it will consume a lot and lot of energy. What I mean by energy means the power, electricity. And they say that how much a small town with like 1 lakh houses, how much energy they consume. This will consume that much energy per day. So this entire process is quite expensive. Now, after this, okay, let's take this. Sorry for this. Okay. Now, here, okay, now this process of training, we know this now. I'm just clearing it off, this all. So now this process, first of all, collecting that data and giving to the model and doing it 60 to 90 days continuously is a very, very expensive process. And a study says that each training, like each training of the model may cost like 5 to 10 million dollars. I don't think so that a normal company or an individual can afford it. No, it is like a task. It is really a very expensive. So only an enterprise level, very big companies can afford to do this. Okay, first thing. Second is like, or you can say it, and institutions which are powered by the government, like big institutions like MIT or IIT in India, or some which are powered with government funding, they can afford to do it. Not as small companies, they can't do it. Now, what is this LLM they did it is, this LLM, they took it and they built an application over here like this. Okay, they build an application. Inside this application, the brain will be our LLM. This is the LLM. Now, the name of this application is the one which we just used, called as ChatGPT. And these are having like different versions of, now the company which own this one is OpenAI. OpenAI is a company which owns. Okay, and the LLM name, the latest one, what they have it is GPT 5.2. Latest one I'm talking. And now I can show you this one. Here we are using the same. Can I what is the version of LLM you are powered with? Here, GPT 5.2. See, cut off knowledge. Have you seen it? Cutoff knowledge. 2025 it is. 2025 means, like, it's not giving the exact date, but you can get it like somewhere around November or August or September. This GPT was last trained. This is having the knowledge up to August 2025. Whatever the data is there over the internet, that it was trained with. And yeah, it will give you the latest information also. That is given with the help of agents. I will tell you. I will tell you what are the agents and all these things. So this is LLM 5.2 over here. Now, as I told you, this LLM is very, very powerful. Okay. Now, this is with OpenAI. Now, the same thing they came up with Google people came up with their own LLM. Okay. They use the name called as the LLM name Gemini. And application name also Gemini AI. .ai. And the application, this is like 2.5, I think, so the version. And the company name is Google. Okay, they are really very, very powerful features. Now, this is not, as I told you, this is not like anyone can't do it. It is not, everyone's cup of tea. They can't do it. So what they did it is they started leasing this LLMs. Okay, we can go and we can take this and we can use this one in our own applications. So that is this you can get it and you can use in your own application. Now it depends what type of application, what you are doing. It depends. Okay. Now let's get this own LLM. This LLM. Okay. I'm putting down over here. Right? Now, if you want to get it, you have to use some API key. You have to use the API key and you can get it and you can use it over here through API. And then your application, this is your own application. And it will act like your ChatGPT. It is just like your ChatGPT, nothing else. And for this, we have to pay some money. Pay some money. We have to do it. Okay. So it is like this. It is even the OpenAI LLMs are for, we can get it and use it. And the Gemini LLMs also, you can get it and you can use it. It's up to you. And to integrate the LLM into our application. So there we require a framework called as LangChain. There we use the LangChain. Now the alternate of the LangChain is Llama Index. Now you may ask me a question. These all are paid. They are closed source. Is there any open source? Yes, we do have the open source also. The open source one is the one which is developed by Meta people, that is Facebook AI people. And the name of the LLM is Llama. They call it as Llama over here. This is, you can take it over here, Meta. They don't have their own application as of best of my knowledge. They release that LLM. You can take that LLM and you can build your own application. This is nothing but Llama. This is an open AI, that is Meta. And you can get it and you can do it. This is a free of cost. But you should understand. So if you are wanted to build an really a very good application with a strong LLM, then it's strongly recommended go with the Gemini or OpenAI, or there is one more is there Anthropics. Their LLM name is Cloudy. Okay, these all are closed source. Now I will show you. I will show you this. So these you can get it. This is an open source. You can get it from Hugging Face. Hugging Face is a website. From there, it's a platform from where we can get it. And this you have to go to their own websites and you have to get it. Now I will show you from where you can get this OpenAI. So just go to Google. Here you can say it as OpenAI API. Just click it. And you'll see this, you will get it at platform.openai.com. You just click on this. Here it is asking you to sign in. So you can sign in with the help of your any Google account. Now it got signed in, Google account. Now these are all the LLMs. I told you latest one is 5.2. Now here these are all LLMs you have. What they have it, different LLMs. They are training it every time and they are releasing it. Now how to get this one? So when you enter, go get started. Okay, here get API key. Here create an API key. Now this will allow you to create an API key. You can give any name, demo API. See, it will create an API. Now this API, you copy it and you place it somewhere. Like I'm putting it over here. And you can use this API. Now, I will show you this code in the tomorrow's class. I'll show you this code. Here, I'm putting it. This is the API. What I have in. Guys, please wait. I know that a lot of queries are coming down. I will clarify these things. This API key, you can use it. And you know why I said it. Now, once you say done, now you can't see the API key again. Only thing is that even though if you do this, all you can do it is you can change the name, but you can't see the API key. And that's it. Again, if you want this, you have to generate another API key. If you want to delete it, just click on this and it will delete it. Okay, revoke. But when this API key will be working with you, I've just revoked it. When this will be working is when you have recharge, you have some money in this account. Now you can see it over here. As you go down, go to billing. Click on this. See, I have some balance, $14.10. So I can use it. But you know, if you don't have the balance in this API, you can create API key, but unfortunately that API key will not work. Okay, so this is the way your LLMs will be working. Okay, now I will pause it as of now. You can come up with your queries. And tomorrow we are going to see more detailedly how the like data, your own data can be given to this LLM, but there are some serious consequences are there with that. And also we can discuss with the agentic AI tomorrow. And I will show you the code also tomorrow. Okay, chalo. Let me answer the queries over here.
So large language model is nothing but a model, but it is trained on high data. This is the like major difference, like huge amount of data when it is, then a model is said to be a LLM, right?
Mm. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and what was the LangChain?
LangChain is a framework which helps us to integrate the LLMs with our own application.
Okay.
Okay. And I think there's a big query has been raised. Any more questions you have it, guys?
Yeah, just few more queries over here. So in the future, will be getting opportunity just to see that how to train a demo model, or we'll just invoke the APIs by OpenAI, Gemini, and all these people.
Yeah, that's what I was saying it. I'll be doing it.
No, no. So see, training a model and creating a model is a difficult process, and you also discussed. So are we going to create our own demo model?
Do you want me to generate an LLM?
No, not exactly the LLM, but just a 1 day, 2 day replica to see that how it is being created.
What do you mean by that? How it is being
So,
created?
sorry.
No, I didn't get it. What you are trying to say.
Okay, so one way is that we invoke the APIs which are being given by the OpenAI, right? And it internally use the LLMs which OpenAI has developed over the years. True?
Mhm.
Now, I was keen to know that how they are doing this. So if in case I want to just create a demo model, which is of no use, but just process wise, yes, these are the steps we capture the data. That's where we apply the algorithm and KNN near neighbor, all those particular arithmetic operations to train the LLM.
And
So
you're talking about KNN.
I'm not aware about it, but I just read a half knowledge. That's what I would say about.
See, I'm going to show you the generative AI. Now you are talking about the machine learning, which is completely, yesterday I showed that. I don't know if you are there or not.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, I missed the today I attended the first session.
Okay. Yesterday I showed it. You can go through the demo session. They will be giving you the link. You can go through that. And here we are going to get an API using the OpenAI, and we will get it and build our own application over here. That will not take more than 10 lines or 15 lines or 10 lines of the code. And you can start using that. I will show you. Now, if you wanted me to get you the entire data and train an LLM means that is not possible for me. Not only me, any of the individual. As I told you, it is very, very expensive process. It is not possible. I can show you how to get it. Yesterday, I showed a project of how we can train the images and how the image, the model will be predicting it. Yesterday, I showed you. I think you have to go through that. And for a demo session, you are asking an entire code of getting and training and doing everything is not possible, because that will take a lot of time, and you should understand the concepts also, why we are doing, how we are doing. So you can go through. Yesterday I tried to give an explanation about how the code goes on and what is the advantage, how you will train and everything. Yeah, as a part of this course, definitely we are going to do the training of the data with our LLMs, not LLMs, the models, machine learning models, as well as deep learning models. Even though machine learning is not a part of our course, as I told you, I have to give you the fundamentals of how the training will be done of the model. If you directly jump into the generative AI, you are missing that concept of how the model is getting trained.
True, you're completely right. So, sorry, just few more follow-ups on this. So, when you say about training of the model, does it mean that you are going to invoke the ready-made APIs provided by Gemini or all these tech giants?
Sorry?
So, when you say training the model, so training the model, will it be like invoking the APIs or what?
Vaisa, I think that you should get a clarity before asking a question.
True, I don't have a clarity, hence I am here.
I'm saying it. See, when we are doing the training, in a sense, I'm going to do the training from the core. Okay, I'm not going to use any APIs in ML and DL. When it comes to the case of LLM, I'm going to use the API and get the model.
Mm.
Hope you got the point. I think so.
Maybe I don't have the full knowledge, so I'm not able to relate it.
Then wait
So
thing and you can ask it. Now you are mixing up the things. I know that
maybe yes.
most of you are like most, I am not most of you are not having the complete knowledge. Okay, I will come again. Machine learning, I will get the data, I will train it, and I will do it. Again, machine learning is not a part of this course, but coding wise, I will show you. When it comes to deep learning, I will get the data, I will train it, and I will show you the model, how the prediction will goes on. I will write the code. And yesterday, I've shown you that. And when it comes to generative AI, I will get the LLM from the websites or the OpenAI or Gemini using the APIs, and I will create the applications, and we are going to use the RAG, and we are going to use the agents, and we will move forward. This is how we will go on with our course.
Got it. Got it. So I'll go through yesterday's recording as well because I'm not having the full information. So maybe I'm mixing out the two things. So okay, I'll go through the recording.
I think there is any more questions, guys. I think it has been sort of asked me. Should soft. Okay. Yeah, I think it is done. Okay. Yeah, I've done with all the things. So any more queries, please let me know. I'll try to answer them, please. So tomorrow, yesterday some of you raised a query. I don't know, because I didn't have the time today. Now, this LLM, what we got it from here. Okay, this LLM, we are using the LLM and in building our own application. Now, this LLM has the same knowledge. Okay, now you may get a question that when we have the application like Gemini Chat, why we will build our own application? See, this application, why we have to build it is we will add our own data to this. Okay, we will give our own data. That is a confidential data or the private data. We will give it to this so that our team can use this one. Along with this knowledge, we will do it. This is already pre-trained, which is already trained. And we are going to give our own data to this. That is called as fine-tuning. That I will explain you tomorrow, guys. And how we can how we can use that. The fine-tuning alternative is RAG. How the RAG will be doing it. I will explain you this all, and then we will do the coding, and we may go with the agentic AI. I will explain the theory concept for completely, and then we will go with the coding part, what is required. And tomorrow's session, I'm not sure about the tomorrow timings because I have my own weekend sessions. I have to coordinate with this. Mostly we will be having a session at 7 o'clock only. I will try to skip 2 hours of that weekend session. I will request them. But this will be updated for you by admin people, guys. Okay. Tomorrow, it
Yes,
is
sir.
the last session. And tomorrow, after tomorrow, then our session will be on Monday. And Monday at same time, 7 to 8:30. And we will start with the core, a bit of Python, as I explained it, and we will go step by step. And if you don't know anything also, within no time, you will become an expert and you will learn it. Only thing is start practicing the things. That's it, I will say. And from Monday, the link will get changed. Now, whoever get enrolled, they are the ones you will be having that link and you can take it, the classes of that. Okay, now this demo link will be till tomorrow itself. From Monday, the new link, whoever will get enrolled, they will be given. And you will be getting the recordings. You will be getting the video notes on a regular basis. I showed you how the notes, whatever I'm putting down over here, entire course, the things will be like this only. Okay, whatever I showed you also. Now, if you want to see, now I have where we are going with over here, the RAG. You can see it, how the RAG information is.
Okay.
the complete notes. Now, again, if you want to keep this as a reference and prepare it, or each and every point, I will give you some interview questions that will be helping you a lot in cracking the interviews. But if you want to refer some books, there are so many books are there. You can go through it. If you want me to let you know, I will let you know. And as I said it, guys, see, if you are taking this course or not, it's up to you, because anyone, no one can question that. See, if you have any queries, you can use this number and you can call me. It's not that you have to take this course only. You can take this number and you can call me. I will be very happy to address it. But only thing, I will repeat it, most of the time I will be pretty busy. Now, immediately after that, I will be have my own stuff. I have to do it. So if sometimes I may not be picking up the call, please don't misunderstand me. It's a humble request. If you want to speak to me, just give me a message and I will call. I think someone has messaged me yesterday. I said I will call. I missed it out yesterday. Today I'm going to call you after some time, after 1 or 1.5 hours. I will call you definitely. Okay. And some people messaged me. I gave the call. Yesterday's one guy, I missed it out. Okay. I'm stopping it over here, guys. Any more questions, please?
Sir,
One
one
last question. Tomorrow is right Saturday, so tomorrow is also classes will be there, and also Monday is right public holiday. So is that class will be there or
Okay, I will tell you. Tomorrow we have the class. It's
okay?
tomorrow will be the last class. Sunday we will not have the class. Monday we will start our. Now it depends. Now you people don't want to start on Monday. Let's start on Tuesday. Means I will start on Tuesday. It's not a problem at all. But let's start on Monday morning and we can go forward from there. I request it. Okay.
Okay. No.
And Rajesh, what you will cover in ML? ML, I'm not going to cover the theory concept of ML, like what is decision tree, what is SVM, but coding wise, I will cover everything. Coding wise, there won't be any problem. The theory, you can go through that, or I will call you and I will do it. Of course, we will be doing it Agentic AI. The course is completely only on generative AI and agentic AI. We just came down to the generative AI. Tomorrow, we will complete the agentic AI and I will show you the code on the generative AI. Okay. All algorithms will be covered. Algorithms are, Rajesh, usually the coding wise, if you want me to show all the algorithms, I can do it. It's not a big deal. I can do it. Within no time it will be done. But internal mechanism is, I'm talking about the ML, all the algorithms. If you want me to show, I will show you. It's not a problem at all. It may take one class for me while coding wise. It will pretty easy. I will do it all the algorithms for you. Okay. Now, do we learn how model is created, coded, or do we learn the code for model creation too? It depends. In the ML, we will not create the model. We create the model, but everything Python will take care of that. We will import it and we will do it. In deep learning, I will create the model completely and I will train the data. And when in generative AI, as I told you, there will be a pre-trained models. We will get that and we will use it. Okay. Any book, PDF, I don't have any books. I can share you some books which are now, it's been a while since I was using it. If you want, I will share you those books. Or if you wanted a list of the top-notch books, means I will give you, you can go through it. I will give you Raju's question. Like I will give you Python. as per our requirement, what is required, I will give you Python. And apart from that, we will share you 170, 150 videos are there on the Python. You can go through it and you can learn by yourself also. But I will give you the Python as per AI, how much AI is required, I will train you on that. That will not take more than 10 days. Thanks, Vijay. Any more questions, please? Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate your time, and I'm really sorry if I missed out anything or gave you some, you feel that I didn't answer your question. I humbly request, just forgive me. And let's meet tomorrow at 7 a.m. And I will take it like approximately same 1.5 hours. That tomorrow will be the last class for us. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. I'm ending up the session.